Auzu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Yeah, welcome back to my channel, to my program. So today I'm just going to be talking about leadership in Islam. Leadership in Islam. Yeah, leadership, as we all know, entails managing people, or coordinating people, or organizing people, or group of people. That's who a leader is. So it brings out the best in people. It brings out the best, the ability of the people. He identifies, their weaknesses and try to improve on it as much as he could do. That's what a leader is. And leadership is the process of a leader. So in Islam, we have Islam's make provision for leadership. So there has to be a leadership appointed or nominated for particular situation, but for particular reasons, for particular circumstances. For example, in the Muslim world, for example, in Nigeria, the Sultan of Sokoto is the Amir, the leader of Muslims in Nigeria. Yeah, I'm not going to go into the fact that maybe some people might agree or disagree with this, but that's what I believe he is, and I follow those that believe that the Sultan of Sokoto is the Amir, or the leader of Muslims in Nigeria, regardless of what part of the country he is from. Whether it's from Islam does not have anything to do with Eya. To say Eya, whether he's a Yoruba man or he's an Hausa man, is not the issue. Also, the Imam is a leader. So he's a leader of his congregation. So he leads the congregation, he directs the congregation. So the mosque community cannot be a leader over the Imam. For example, there is no, in Islam, there is nothing like deputy Imam. Imam is Imam. Imam is Imam. So when, for whatever reason, Imam is not available, somebody amongst the congregation can actually nominate one of them to be the Imam, to lead the prayer. And particularly when we know that, okay, this guy, he understands the Quran, he can read the Quran with tajweed very good, so he can actually lead the prayer. But as much as possible, we shouldn't create the impression in his mind that he is the deputy Imam. He's not the deputy Imam. So that's as far as the Imam is concerned. And by the way, let's say in your locality, the Imam is around, and there's also an Imam that comes from a larger part of the community, maybe the bigger mosque in the community. He visits your mosque, is still the Imam of your mosque that leads the prayer, except if he allows the visiting Imams to lead. If he doesn't allow him to lead, is the Imam, even though he's lower in status in terms of the size of the mosque. So the visiting Imam is the Imam of that mosque that leads the prayer. At home, the husband is the leader, the husband is the Imam, the husband is the leader. Even the husband is of less income or lesser wealth than the wife, the husband is the leader. He needs to be respected. He needs to be accorded the rights, his rights and privileges. He needs to be accorded, respect, as I mentioned earlier on. Even though if he's not doing some of his responsibility, for example, providing from the home, that's a different thing. He's going to be held accountable for that. But as far as leadership is concerned, he is the leader of the home. So you cannot take over his responsibility. He is the leader. He's going to be accountable for whatever happens at the home, whether good or whether bad. He's going to be responsible. He's going to be responsible for his action and inaction. So he is the mom of the home. He is the leader of the home. He needs to be respected. Now, what are the other concepts? Like, for example, we are traveling. Two group of people are traveling. So in Islam, we need to appoint one. If two people are traveling, one of the traveler must be appointed as a leader. If 3 people, 4 people, 5 people, one of them must be appointed as a leader, so that if there is any issue, we can look at who are we looking up to. He's going to give a direction so that there is no confusion. You know, if people are not certain on what to do, the leader should come in. So a leader needs to be appointed. So it doesn't have to do with only traveling in a situation, in a congregation, in a meeting. So one person needs to be appointed as the leader. So if there are 2, 3, 4 sisters, they also need to appoint one of them as the leader so that they look upon that person. But if a man is in the midst of those sisters, maybe one or two, by the way, it's not recommended that one man should be in the midst of several sisters, but if there are 2, 3, 4 men, one of the man should be the leader. And what is the purpose of all of this in Islam? The purpose is so that we don't lose focus, so that we can be guided, so that when there is an emergency, somebody needs to take action. Somebody needs to give a direction. Somebody needs to motivate. When there is confusion, somebody needs to be there to guide the team. Because if there is no leader, there will be more confusion. Everybody will be confused. People will be running etasketa. But if there is a leader in there, he's going to direct them. Okay, listen, guys, calm down. You go this way, you go that way, and so on and so forth, so that there can be sanity in the situation. It can bring back sanity. So this is just one of the beauty of Al-Islam. It's one of the beauty of Al-Islam. There is no vacuum. Islam does not provide for leadership vacuum. There has to be a leader, one way or the other. At home, we know who he is. In the mosque, we know who he is. In the community, we know who the leader is. We have to look up to those leaders. And they will be responsible for action or inaction. Any bad thing, any good thing that happens, they will be responsible for that, and they'll be accountable to those. We call on Almighty Allah to make it easy for us in Islam. By the way, the leadership of the country we know is the president or the prime minister. So we listen to them, whether they are Muslim or they are not Muslim. We do what they ask us to do, in as much as what they ask us to do is not against the dictate of Al-Islam. For example, if the instructors to be practicing same-sex marriage or whatever, so we are not obliged to follow those rulers in the country. So we call on Almighty Allah to accept this for me and accept it for you. Wherever I've made error, may Almighty Allah overlook my shortcoming. May Almighty Allah put this as barakah, put it as uja for me. May Almighty Allah make me and you to be steadfast in the path of Al-Islam. May Almighty Allah not to make me die except as a Muslim, and you too. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.